Alright, everybody out there in the Craftchest Nation, it's Craftchest here. In this video, I wasn't going to make this video at first, and then I got to thinking, you know what? There's a lot of people out there that was actually wondering, hey, how's the actual property work? How do you build a property? You know, what's the purpose of a property? And so forth and etc. And we got to talking about it, and I was like, well, you know, it would be a good idea, I guess, since I actually have the resources to make a property right now, and I actually have a form down. This is one of the cottages, and this is what it looks like. Just a foundation. You're roping off your area. You've claimed the area. You have your taxes paid on this, which right here, you know, it says it's protected for a certain amount of time. If you're not, you know, it's paid in full as far as the taxes are concerned for the foundation. And then you have to actually get your resources. Now, this is a 2-1. It's a stone lumber, is what a lot of people call it. 2 stone, 1 lumber, a 2-1, however you like to call it. And I decided tonight, I was like, you know what? I've been going through the quest line, seeing where to get the best XP. But, you know, tonight, I want to stop and actually go get some resources and finish this cottage up. Because it would be good to show everybody where to actually go, how to actually process, and this is a good spend on labor the first few days that you're actually playing the game. Now, let me show you what not to spend your labor on in the game, because I kept this on purpose just to show everybody. Now, here's my warehouse. Here's a little warehouse manager, and as you can see, there's tons of question mark and stuff that you don't have to open it, but tons of things that you could open. And if you want to throw these in the warehouse like I've done here for later on, and you might want to salvage them or whatever it is that you might want to do with them, open these coin purses later because they do have silver and gold in them, all right? Save them for later. It's not going to hurt anything. Now, if you get to where you have onesie-twosies and you run out of room and all that, sure, you might want to go ahead and just throw it away or sell it or whatever. But try to be thrifty nickel on your labor the first few days going into Archeage, especially if you plan on having properties. All right, now I know there's tons of PvPers out there saying they're probably just going to slap down a property, whatever they're told to slap a property down, and that's probably going to be the end of it, and pay the taxes whenever it's needed and all that. And that's all well and good. All right, this is for the people who actually are interested in, you know, the crafting system, the husbandry system, and trade pack systems that will want to have a property. And here's all you got to do. As you're going around the world, whether it be over here in Harania or over in Nuia or wherever it may be in the entire world of Archeage and Archeage Unchained, you're going to run across these little things called stone piles. These stone piles are going to give you two things. They're actually going to give you some raw stone, and they're going to give you sometimes what they call a Fortuna vein, or however you like to pronounce it. And you're going to get RNG on this, and in most cases, you're going to get iron ore, more so than not. All right, it's not a bad thing. Iron ore is just as valuable as all the other ones. It's just things like gold and silver and copper are a little bit more rare. As you can see right here, out of 602 stone, this is the Fortuna veins that we got. We got 539 iron ore. I got a lot of 24s and 25 pops off of this is the reason why. It wasn't really a whole lot of these that popped. It was just a lot of quantity, especially in the iron ore whenever I was going around. And you'll see them. You can highlight, and you'll get to where you're playing, and you're going to be doing this all around the world and doing this, that, and the other with your mouse, and you're looking for trees to chop. You're looking for stone piles. And those are going to be the two most important things to spend your labor on the first 3 days that you're playing Archeage Unchained, especially if you want to have a property. Once you gather up on your raw stone, it's going to take 300 raw stones to make one pack, okay? And you're going to turn those stones, and we're going to walk up to this little, which says, use machines and tools. All right, right here. And you're going to go down to single production, all right? And you're going to pick stone bricks first. Whenever you get 300 of them, it's going to actually give you 100 of the stone bricks from the raw stone. Once you have that in here, then you could go down to the stone packs and you can make a stone pack. All right, and we're going to make a stone pack, and I'm going to walk through how to actually put this on the cottage. This works on cottages, it works on thatches, it works on whatever it is that you're building property-wise. All right, so let's start walking over there. And we're going to throw on the shanty. It's Gun Toad's favorite shanty. All right, and we're going to go over here to the base of the cottage that I have. And I do have enough to actually complete this if I have enough labor. All right, which I'll probably have to splice this in, or we'll show you the finished product a little later. It's just I got to thinking about it. I was like, hey, let's go ahead and make this little video. And yeah, we'll probably splice this in a little later. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that. Oh, wait, before I do that, here we go. We have the stone pack. It's on our back. You're going to walk up to your form. It's got two different things. It's going to say show information. It's going to tell you what you need. You need 2 stone, 1 lumber. It's called a 1-1-2, or what is it, a 2-1, or 2 stone, 1 lumber, however you like to say it. Whenever you have your pack, as you see right here on my back, you can hit the letter G or just click on this. It's going to cost you 25 labor plus a stone pack, and it's actually going to poof the next stage of this into existence. So let's just do like this and watch it go. All right, so in my opinion, if you have an interest in having property, this is going to be a very good spend of your labor. Now, people coming from BDO, you're going to know this as energy points, all right? In Archeage Unchained, it's labor. Boosh! And so there we go. This is your first form. Now, the second time that you do it, it's going to go up a little higher, all right? And then we already have a lumber pack right here. Same process. You need 300 logs to make 100 of your actual lumber, and then 100 of these to make one of the packs, which ends up being one of these. All right, so that's what all that means. You're basically turning 300 raw stone into 100 stone bricks, and 100 stone bricks into that stone pack that you just saw. And once you get the materials to actually do that, if you get them all at the same time and you want to line them up on your little 8x8 right here, keep in mind that you do have a timer on these, so don't walk away from it and get busy. If you think you might, set your scarecrow or whatever it is, go to your information and set it to family. This keeps on resetting for some reason. Don't set it to open to public, or anybody and everybody can come over here and just take all your stuff off your property. Never, ever set your stuff, unless you're doing a trade pack house that has all the crafting and regals and all that. You can set those to open to public. That's not going to hurt anything. But the open to public means anybody and everybody in the game, east side, west side, whoever, can come on your land and grab your stuff. So either have it on guild or family and you'll be good to go. All right? And there you go. So set your packs down. Now I'm going to have to actually go and process the rest of the stone, and when I do, I'll splice it back in here. In the meantime, hey, it's just a quick little video to let you know some other things about Archeage Unchained that I have found. Keep in mind, there's a lot of people out there that's been frustrated with the game, with all the downtime, extended downtime, disconnecting, and this and that and the other. Folks, keep in mind one major thing about this. PTS is public test server. It is not the actual server that the game is actually going to be on. It's going to be a completely different environment. Altogether different. Plus, all of you out there, and don't take offense to this, I don't mean anything other than it's just a blatant, blunt truth. All of you with the Zimbabwe pings out there can't expect to be in Zimbabwe and play on a game in North America and have a smooth running 100% zero ping exit lag experience. Okay, you're just not going to expect to have that, especially in a public test server. Okay, so I know there's tons of people out there that haven't been able to get in and they're having different issues. Turn off your torrents. Is that still a thing? Turn off your torrents? I don't know if it is or not. I don't know. I'm just being kind of silly at this point with that. But folks, it's going to be a completely different environment whenever Archeage Unchained releases onto those brand new servers. And hopefully, just hopefully, the build that they have for us for this game is going to run just as smooth as this has been running for me. Now, I have checked my ping on this and my latency. I have been in the 30s and 40s, and I have had a very smooth experience so far. all right, in the game. And if you have made it this far into this video, one other thing that I do want to point out, there is a major sound bug. And what I mean by major sound bug is that there is this pop and a crackle that just all of a sudden happens. It's happening to a lot of people, if not everybody. And I'm not telling you that this is the definitive way to fix it. I just know that this is a workaround. It has worked for me. It has worked for a couple of other people that I've suggested it to, and you may want to try it. Now, looking over all the posts and reading all the press and seeing all the hype about this, everybody is saying that by default, the sound quality is on very high, and they're moving it down to high. I went one step farther and had mine to high and then set it down to low. Now, mine was already on high. I don't know why or when I did that, but I moved it, and I was still getting that cutout on high. I moved mine all the way down to low, made sure that my settings down here were just minimal settings for headset and stream, etc. I muted other people's musical instruments, and this is what I have set up in mind. So if you want to copy it, I'm just going to tell you right now, since I set this up 5 days ago, I have not had a mute of sound in the entire game. I still hear the pop, I still have the crackle, but I never actually lose sound. It'll kind of muffle itself and then come back up to normal. I don't know what that is that's actually causing it. The dev team has no clue, and I've actually kind of have an understanding of how audio and all that, but I don't know how they have it coded. It's even happening over in Korea, so it is a worldwide thing that it's happening. So try this setting, put it all the way down to low. It still sounds good. It's not going to be like you're, on 8-bit sound or whatever. It's still going to sound good, but at least you will have sound, and you'll be able to hear your combat. You'll be able to hear it when somebody's about to attack you, when they attack you. I don't know. I'm one of those people that I have to have some type of ambient noise while I'm playing a game. Now, sometimes I zen out, and I'll have music on and don't care about it, especially like when we're farming or whatever, but I still like to hear things going on around in my environment. That's just me. I don't know how many people feel like that. So try that out. Put it down on low. Try those settings and see if it helps you. I hope it does. What else is happening in Archeage? Oh, yeah, we've been playing around with the crafting system. Not 100% on, all the way up to where we need to be. As you can see, we're only level 42. Or no, you can't see that we're level 42. Let me put it over here. We're on level 42 in the game. But I've been piddling around and just really revamping and remembering a lot of the important things to do in Archeage for the first week of gameplay. Alright, now there's going to be tons of people out there that's going to try to zerg all the way through the game. Y'all go right ahead. My goal is, for this release of this game in this version, is to haul ass, get all of the story quests, Blue Salt quests, get to Rookborn, and get to level 50. Is it Rookborn? Windscour. Get to Windscour and beyond. Get to level 50 and then get that 16 by 16 quest done. The one that sends you across the sea for the trade pack, and then get that 16 by 16. That's the tentative goal between Tuesday and Saturday. If that doesn't happen and the cottage prices don't jack up to 200 like they said, and they actually stay where they're at, we'll be good to go anyway. Realistically, if I had not spent Gilda on testing out on all of this stuff in here and going back and forth in yonder, I probably would have ended up realistically with close to 200 Gilda just pedaling around, and I'm only level 42. So if I were to actually not spend any, which you need to be thrifty nickel on everything, and I don't even think these ARC passes are that important. If you do anything, do the vocational, because that's what you're going to actually be spending. As you see, I've already changed mine. You can actually change these missions, and I changed mine to just labor spend until I ran out of times to actually change it. Now I got to do the husbandry. And in the game, whenever the game releases, that's not going to be that big of a deal because it's only 50 points anyway. Woo! All right. So I've been playing around with a lot of little mechanics like that. And I know it's a ton of things to take in, especially for people who have never played, like Lord Vessel and Ocularis and all those other guys from BDO, from Legatum. All right. And I know you guys are going to be over there. Just keep in mind, whenever a release happens, here's a question I've been getting tons and tons and tons. We've been putting it in the Discord. I will tell you again, we will be rolling East Side Win server All right, and that's probably the last time I'm actually going to post that. Whenever we come up to actually streaming the game next week and all that, we'll be under covert ops and all that good stuff. I'm not going to tell you what our plans are there, but we will be rolling as many people as we can. We'll be in Discord, etc., and so forth, and having a good old time. So that's what we're going to do. But I just wanted to share some of the basic things that you can do and actually show off. Rock Hollow looks like we're at nighttime, so yeah, we're at night cycle right now. So it's not as beautiful. I'll probably talk from the daytime till the nighttime. It's not as beautiful as it normally is. As you can see the fog and the weather elements and all this. I think we're running. I know we're on DirectX 11, but I think we're actually running on the 64-bit client. Whenever I checked it, it says it was. And as you can see, super, super, super smooth. If you've been watching the streams, that's been super smooth. And there you go. And we're back. And before I was talking about, I went and actually reviewed that video. I was talking about crafting whenever I was bringing up the gear over here. It's not actually crafting, it's upgrading your gear, which you can actually go right here into your inventory and click on gear upgrade, and it'll bring up this list over here. That's what I was actually talking about. So where you hear me talk about crafting, I know it's not crafting, it's gear upgrading, all right, which we've been just dabbling in and getting a basic understanding on how to do that. Well, we have processed this next stone pack, and we're going to make it right now. And we're going to do this build on this live. And hopefully we got enough labor to finish this up. We got just under 1,000 labor. So let's get going on this. Let's get the shanty going. Let's get the right shanty going. And we're going to go over here and put this stone pack on the cottage. Uncut, raw, well, spliced in. Anyway, uncut, raw, unedited. You know the drill, how we do it around here. And we're going to go over here and put this on and show you how to build a cottage. This works on thatches. This works on manors. It works on mansions. It's just, you know, takes way more material to do it on other ones. I just figured I'd show everybody how to do a simple cottage. All right, here we go. 25 labor plus the stone pack is going to poof the next part of this into existence. Let's go all the way out. All right, and this right here is another thing. If you go into your settings, you can actually get a zoom out, because I know there's a lot of people from old school that still play like this. There is a setting in there that if I remember to, I'll show you how to do that here in just a moment. Matter of fact, after this right here, I'll show you how to get into the settings and do that if I remember where to go myself. And poof, see how it gets a little bit bigger? Now what we got to do is come over here. We're going to grab this next bag. We want to come over here. Before we do, if you want to know how to zoom out, go here. Yeah, here we go. Screen. It's under screen. Screen settings. All right. You're going to have camera mode, action mode, classic mode, wide view. And that's what we have ours on, wide view. If you want to copy these settings, that's fine. It's going to work differently on yours. I don't know. DirectX 11's what we're on, wide view. And there you go. All right. So let's get back to this. We got the last pack. We're going to spend 25 labor in our lumber pack. And we're going to build this house. All right. It's just a little cottage. And it works, once again, it works the same way in anything that you're building in the game. Just different materials. Some of it takes 25 stone and, 25 lumber and what have you. It's just all about getting materials. As you can see, that's why people do this right here. All right, they also do that to try to get thunderstrucks. And poof! We get an achievement. Homeowner's dream. Yay! The full kit builder. And now we have a little cottage. And you can actually decorate. One thing that... Oh, yeah, let me show you this. This is neat. Do I have a memory ink? I do. Let me show you something. You can go into your house. There's something that a lot of people don't know. Light the fire. When you light the fire, see this right here where it says record your present location in your teleport book so that you can easily return to your home with a hereafter stone. So what we're going to do is put home and confirm. And it's actually going to put this into our book to where we can just say, okay, we want to go home. There it is right there. Recorded site tab. Click on home and you'll know that you're going back to your house and you'll actually be in your house. So there you go. Here is the finished product. Just a little simple 2 stone, 1 lumber cottage. And now, do I have a seed? Now, let me show you something. Let's go get something right quick before we end this video. Let me go over to the actual seed merchant. Let me buy a tree. I want to show you how much room you actually have. These are what's considered a 16 by 16. So let's get a cedar tree. Now this is kicked sideways. A lot of people theorize, and in a lot of cases it is true, that you do get more room on a sideways or angled house than you do a straight house, like if you're just going on the grid. Which, let me show you how this actually works. All right, let me show you the grid system on how housing works, and this should have actually been the first video from scratch. But you see how these little dotted lines are at? This is on the edge of the property line. I can assure you they're like right on the edge of the property line. But you see how these guys right here, they cock block my cock block. All right, they just trying to be slick. They were just doing that on purpose, just to do it, saying, I know what you're doing, Craft Chest. I'm not going to let you do it. So let's plant a tree, and let's see if we can plant another one. We can't plant another one. Now, normally, if this was straight, you'd be able to go all the way around it. I forget how many trees you can actually do on a straightaway. So, cottages, not the best thing to do, kicking sideways, but we're going to throw some trees around here anyway. All right, we're going to do this, throw some trees around here anyway. Now, I know that you can actually get, I think it's 13 trees if I were to have lined this up straight versus what you see right here, which is 3. All right, so keep that in mind whenever you're setting your properties down, to where if you're trying to be slick and you're trying to block off somebody else from getting in your property because you are going to block it off to get a thatch later on, just keep in mind that this right here is going to be very limited on space if you do that. See, I can't get but 3 trees. I can't even get one in the front. Now, if I were to square this up and I had it lined up properly, like this 16 over here, or even this one over here, let me show you this. Let me show you this over here, because this one's actually square. See how this one's square? Now, this one doesn't have the room that one has because of the porch the way it is. All right, but see how everybody's kicking these sideways like this? Crop-wise, you can actually get more here, but trees, you ain't going to get more there. It just depends on what you're interested in. And as you can see over here, same type of house. He's got, a cedar tree in there. But if you're doing a cottage, do them straight, if at all possible. And that way, you'll be able to... I'm going to just go ahead and plant this other tree here and get it out of here. Get it out of my inventory. And there you go. All right. So if you can, get it squared up in a line and just come in like I should have done. We just actually did this the other day because I just wanted to see what it looked like on the angle, on the actual grid, because the line for this is here and here, as you can see. I can guarantee you they're right up against that property line. All right? And there you go. I'm not going to go any farther than that because there's all kind of theories and what have yous and what to do's about how to place properties, and I'm sure there's videos out there about that. I'll leave that to them. I just did this really for shits and giggles. If you want the bottom line, that's the only reason why I even did this, because I know there are people out there that I know personally that want to get into the properties and the whole Farmville aspect of Archeage, and there you go. All right, so I'm going to end it there. Hope that wasn't too long, too much of a ramble. If you've made it this far, everybody, I love yous, each and every one of you in the Craft Chest Nation, because you know it is a craft of the mind. Go out there and have some fun. We will see you in Archeage Unchained. Woo! Woo!
You gotta be shitting me, man. That mother's strong.